Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Lost Ark video. It's Topical Tuesday, which means we take a look at the subreddit over the last week and we see what's been happening. Unsurprisingly, I think most of this episode is just going to be the June patch notes, because we did get the patch notes today. Let me take a look though. What do we got going on here? I don't have too much looked at here. We'll open up these and we'll see there. So let's start off with the June update release notes. And before I dive into this, though, you could leave a like on the video, helps out, and subscribe if you're somebody that watches these and comes back and you just haven't subscribed. Trying to hit 7K, bigger number, better person. You already know the vibes. Anyways, June update release notes. Heroes of Arcasia. The June update will arrive June 25th. It'll begin at 2 a.m. Pacific. So that'll be like, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours from when this video gets uploaded, depending on when I upload it. And it'll be a 7-hour downtime. Introduces some new island, a new island, the style book, screenshots. Oh my god, I cannot speak. Good lord. Screenshot storage system and stronghold frames for displaying screenshots. Tuning hits Epic and Kazaros raids, including the nerfs, individual res system, and don't miss the exclusive Mythic Desert collection. Wowee, more money to spend. New content releases Kazaros Act 3 After Story. Very cool if you're a lore head. Personally, though, just get all your lore from Saint Tony, Saint 1. That's the goat, the lore goat. But there's this, the lore stuff, and then there's the new island, Yornujan? How the hell do you say that? Yornujan. This mysterious island off the coast of Remeria is home to young Yaz honing their illusion skills. Wowzers. Item level 1640 or above to do the main quest on the island. Interesting. Daily quest rewards. Yippee. Love dailies. Earn rainbow coins from daily quests, which can be exchanged for various roster-bound materials via the Rainbow Corn Exchange. I read that as rainbow coin, but it's rainbow corn. What are we doing here? And then the style book is something that people have been looking forward to for a very long time, and it's finally here, even though it should have been here, like, am I crazy to say like a year ago? We've had this delayed for a very long time. But the new style book system is giving access to shared styles, screenshots, and appearances, and presets. With improved integration into the character creation, customizing your character has never been more expressive or more shareable. Whether you want to showcase your look or save your favorite fashion inspiration, the system makes styling easier and more social than ever. So basically you can make like character presets, fashion presets, upload them, people can download them, etc. It's very good, and overall something that people have looked forward to for quite some time. It's just an easier way to share stuff, which is never a bad thing. Screenshot storage. Manage their in-game photography by separating temporary and saved screenshots with support for 80 temp and 40 permanent images. Sure. I remember when people were using this in Korea for some nefarious purposes. Oh lord. And then some raid adjustments, Frontier title reward update. Players who clear Explorer or Pathfinder difficulty in Kazaros Act 2 and Act 3 will now receive the corresponding lower tier Frontier titles along with the higher tier ones. Wow, so I have Phantom Lord and Phantom Breaker. Cool, yippee. I think that's what that means. Not that it matters. Not that it matters at all. Based on the player poll we released, we've also updated the Thunderbolt Master title to Lord of Thunder. Am I crazy that both of these just sound kind of lame? I don't know, the titles are so lame sounding. But I mean, that's just totally a personal preference. I just think they sound lame. I like titles like Eclipse or like Addicted to Delight. You know, those are cool. Thunderbolt Master or Lord of Thunder? Phantom Lord? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Kazaros Raid Resurrection System. Kazaros raids now feature an individual resurrection system. This replaces instant death with a tactical revive window, allowing a player to a chance to return using a Phoenix Plume. It can be used once per gate, but it won't save you from certain mechanics or prevent a full wipe. MVP and achievement conditions have also been adjusted to reflect this change. Replace instant death with a death delay state during boss fights. Enabled players to manually resurrect during the delay state using Resurrect Now button. Limited the resurrection use to once per character per gate, so it's an individual res per gate once, but some mechanics will just instantly kill you, so you can't res. Blocked additional resurrections if the player dies again. Resurrection eligibility resets when resetting a gate. Phoenix Plume is required. Added Phoenix Plumes to reward pools for newly introduced UNIS tasks. Oh boy. Players will have a forced death if they do not choose Resurrect before the delay timer ends. Excluded certain boss mechanics from the death delay, causing instant death instead. Restricted resurrection to cases where at least one party member is still alive. Raid failure is now triggered if all members are dead or in death delay. So, even if you can res and you're in the delay state and everyone's in that state, it's considered a wipe, which I think is fair. Full HP and temporary invincibility are granted when resurrecting from the death delay. All skill cooldowns are maintained, so you can't exploit it like in Behemoth, where people would die to get their cooldowns reset, specifically Awakenings. Character-specific gauges, temperature, electricity are preserved during the death delay state. Players will respawn at their point of death unless in invalid terrain, in which case they are moved to a valid location. Disabled allied force skills will the raid leaders in death delay. Prevented raids from earning untouchable raid if any members enters the state. Removed eligibility for last one standing MVP if any member is in death delay when the raid is cleared. Disallowed spectating of characters who are in death delay. Enabled Phoenix Plume use directly from currency storage while dead or in death delay. And then you got the raid nerfs, the Epic and Kazaros raids. Basically just a bunch of pattern reductions and HP reductions, I believe. Or are these only pattern reductions? No, yeah, HP. Including HP. So a bunch of pattern stuff. I'm not going to read through all of this. You guys can if you want. And then the Mythic Desert Collection exclusive, Western exclusive. Whoa, dude, this is going to be epic. The Onyx Mythic Desert. Drape yourself in flowing silks, ornate embroidery, and golden accents fit for a desert monarch. I mean, it looks fine. Yeah, I mean, it looks fine. Oh my god, the pets. I love the pets. The mount looks cool. That's the mount that I used to use a lot in WoW. It looks similar. It was the alchemy mount that turned you into the Onyx Panther or whatever. I used to really like that. That's what that instantly reminds me of. Mythic Desert wallpaper. Looks pretty good. Guardian's Call event. From June 25th to July 23rd, random drops of concentrated circulated leapstones and bound gold. Complete Guardian raids during the event to receive additional rewards. Eligible Guardian raids 1580 plus, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like it's 1580 plus. You get bonus rewards. I mean, no complaints there. If you're lucky, you'll also receive bound gold drops ranging from 5 to 20k. You can receive 6 bound gold drops per roster per day. Oh my god. Tell me this isn't going to make people run it until they get all of their drops every day. If it's not like 100%. Oh, man. I guess let me open up the patch thread itself. Style book and some nice looking skins, pleasantly surprised. They think I'm lucky enough to earn 6 per day. That's for players with 20 plus characters. Nice Guardian event, thank you. Yeah, the Guardian event, it sounds nice, but I can just see if the gold rate is too low, people are going to burn themselves out thinking they have to cap it per day. Because obviously if there's a cap, you're going to want to cap it. Like, that's just the FOMO mentality shit. But Lost Ark is so good at doing it. All they had to do was, like, give it like a 6 cap, but make it drop, like, every time. We obviously don't know how often it'll drop yet because the patch isn't up, but if it's really rare, that's gonna be so lame. Hoping that the balance patch is delayed because KR is getting theirs really soon and we're also getting that, including the one couple months ago. That seems some copium. Some copium. Balance patches and QOL for many classes should be treated as so. We should be getting those like a week after KR, not 3 months, and then combine a few balance patches into one. We should be getting balance patches as soon as possible after KR gets it. I think AGS would learn at some point, but it's been 3 years of them postponing balance patches. AGS should get criticized for this kind of behavior. I mean, there's a lot of different arguments, though I do think the core of it is correct. I do think balance patches should probably come out sooner rather than later. But yeah, we already know. I mean, this comment kind of goes through it. But that's the reason why we don't. Months between Korean and global major raid releases. I mean, things like Argos, Vault, and Vicus, Cackle, Brel, all of these are like way more inflated because like our game was just newer. But we got these raids back to back to back to back so fast. This only shows the difference between Korea's launch and global's launch of these raids. Just keep that in mind. And it is crazy that the gap got so closed, considering, like, do you understand the pace of, like, rapid releases we had to get us to this point? I mean, it's going back up now, but it was crazy for a while. I had a very boring Sunday afternoon, so here's a very silent rant about the recent AGS decision about the latest raids. Assume Strike Raid is releasing middle of September 17th, and I have no clue why I put 2 minor grid lines between major grid lines, so I'm very sorry for that. And then he lists them out date-wise, specifically. I just think information like this is pretty cool. Blatant Speed Hacker and Uwo leaderboard. Current top parse shows a 1706 EO SF with 415 mil DPS, which is ridiculous as it sounds. Going in depth, analyzing his rotation, I spotted something weird. Yeah, I mean, you just cast a bunch of shit that you shouldn't be able to cast because, the speed hacks. For those who are not familiar with how EO Solstice works, the guy is basically doing a full rotation on Hype 3 and still able to fit his awakening within the buff duration, something that's not remotely possible under normal circumstances. Not even possible by having full Swift and Spirit Absorption. The skills overlapping is not low logs, not tracking properly. He's speed hacking so hard he casts spells in the same millisecond. That's what I'm saying. Top Tie Scrapper also speed hacking. Yeah, I mean, this shit has been happening for a very, very long time. I don't know if you guys remember, like, the videos of that Destroyer who would constantly be posting videos of him, like, speed hacking the Challenge Guardians and getting the new world records. Shit like that's so silly, and it's funny to me that it works, or still works in this day and age. As a returning, I wish AGS would rethink their Valkyrie at the end of summer decision. People play more games in the summer break, not 1 week before September. The Valkyrie will probably be for the 20th of August as they give updates for each month at the 3rd week of each month. I'm seeing a lot of new and returning players, and already people voiced that they needed this ASAP, so I'll update, which is legitimate. Keeping Valkyrie for August is a bad idea. Please reconsider. New class with event raise it to 1680 into Paradise, and a month later Strike Raid would be so good for new players. I mean, I don't think new players are particularly going to be able to benefit from that, even if, like, this is a thing. Because, like, a brand new player isn't just... Even if you give them, like, a 1680 character, they're not just going to be able to play the game, you know, just like that. It's just... I think the new player experience, like, they just need to be onboarded differently. They're just... Something needs to be done. And I don't know what needs to be done, but just dropping a new player off at 1680 with a class that they've never played in a game that they've hardly played and expect them to do raids is, like, I don't know, it's crazy. Though maybe the Strike Raid will be super easy. I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe. Decided end of summer. What's summer break? I haven't had that in like 20 years. Every day's summer break if you're devious enough. Smiley face. Anyways, I think that'll do it for this week. I've yapped enough. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you to my YouTube members who remix my life. I'm Nufu, it's Biscuits and Diz, and I love all of you guys very, very much, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!